What?
It's time for supper, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for supper, I've got to make me a low-carb meal. You've got to make you your high-carb crappy meal. So I guess we're just kind of stuck making separate meals for the rest of our lives, huh?
No.
No? Oh, man. You know, when you go on a low-carb diet, everybody knows that you go on that weird diet where you have to just make all these foods that nobody, no human being would ever eat, right?
Not necessarily.
Really?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Livin La Vida Low Carb on YouTube, episode 51. And yes, we're back. We've been gone a while, but thank you so much for all the wonderful emails and notes of encouragement. Please come back with Livin La Vida Low Carb on YouTube. We're back. We're happy to be back, right?
Yep.
And so...
Burrs.
Yeah, Burrs. And so, my name is Jimmy Moore.
I'm Christine Moore.
And we are going to talk about a subject that a lot of you have written to me about. You said, now wait a minute, Jimmy, I'm going on this low-carb diet thing. How do I cook the foods for my low-carb lifestyle while also taking care of my family? I've gotten a lot of emails about that. And it really didn't make sense to me. Of course, we don't have kids or anything, so it's a little different with us. It's just us two. But for people that have children and have husbands that don't care about living La Vida Low Carb, how do you make dinner and breakfast and lunch and all the meals in between that you would eat throughout the day? How do you make your low carb meals, and then do you make separate high carb meals for your family? So we're going to help you with that a little bit today. So Christine and I were talking about this, and when I first started living La Vida Low Carb in January 2004, a lot of the meals were pretty much the same that I made for her, that I made for myself. And I think one of the things that is often forgotten about this way of eating is that it's real food. We're not talking about some psycho weird concoctions. I mean, we're talking about broccoli and green beans and cauliflower. I mean, there's real foods that are involved as sides. And of course, every meal tends to have some sort of a protein, a meat, and fat. And then the only thing you're really going to give up, per se, when you yourself go on the low-carb diet are the breads and the breadings and the desserts, the things that are sweet, sugary. But we're going to tell you some things that you can do in place of those. But tell them a little bit, Christine. Traditionally, sides, you think about meat and potatoes. Well, what can they do instead of potatoes that would be a great side that perhaps their family wouldn't even recognize that it wasn't high carb, that it was definitely indeed low carb?
Mashed cauliflower.
Mashed cauliflower,
yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, you can do it in, put butter in it, put garlic. I like to put garlic. I'm Italian. I love garlic. Cheese, bacon, fry up some bacon, and you can even pour in the bacon grease to give the cauliflower more flavor. So, I mean, if you do it right, your family's probably not going to know.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people are like, well, I have to cook separate meals. I have to make potatoes for my family and cauliflower for me. No, try making the mashed cauliflower for everybody.
I think they'll like it.
And yeah, you'll be surprised little by little when you replace things that are traditionally high carb in your meals and replace them with the lower carb versions. Your family is just not going to notice. They're not. And it's something subtle you can do. Something else subtle you could do is, instead of serving bread, which, who came up with that anyway, that you have to have bread at a meal?
Don't know.
You know, and I mean, think about a sandwich. The only reason you have 2 pieces of bread for a sandwich is because that's all they have to hold it together.
Yeah.
Never mind, you can use a lettuce leaf and accomplish the same thing. So, yes, subtly start to remove things or replace things. So you replace the high starch, the high carb vegetables, the sides, with something a little less carby, broccoli with cheese and or butter, the mashed cauliflower, as Christine mentioned, green beans. Tell them about the spaghetti idea that you had.
Well, instead of serving the spaghetti and meatballs, spaghetti squash, you can make this into a dinner.
You ever heard of spaghetti squash before? Have you heard of that? It's really good.
It's really good. It's sweet. You can do it many different ways. You can do it with the traditional meatballs and tomato sauce, or you can do the garlic and butter. There's all sorts of different sauces, but it's a good substitution for the spaghetti, and I bet you your family will love it.
Oh, I've got to tell you, first time I ever had spaghetti squash, I thought I died and gone to heaven.
It was really good.
It was so good.
It's so sweet.
It really does have a nice sweet flavor. Now, it's not perfectly textured like traditional pasta.
No.
But once you put meatballs and the marinara sauce, spaghetti sauce or whatever, and with it, you will forget
it's
the
a
texture.
Lot like angel hair pasta.
Yeah,
it's the real
very
thin.
similar to that, and it's so good. Now, as I was saying earlier, you can subtly make changes, and one of the changes you can do is you can not, listen to me, you can not serve bread. Oh my gosh! That's sacrilege in American culture, not to serve bread. But think about it. When you go out to eat, what's the first thing they bring to you?
The bread.
A big old fat bread basket when you go out to a nicer restaurant.
Or chips, like when you
or
go to
chips at a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, and so what would you do when you eat out? You would say, nope, don't want that. Or I don't want crackers with my salad. Or I don't want, whatever that high carb thing is. So if you say no to it at a restaurant, why don't you start the process at home of thinking, oh, I don't need bread at home either. So these are some little tips. Do you have anything else tip-wise?
Well, if you're just wanting some sort of dessert, I mean, there are plenty of low-carb products out there that would be good desserts, or you can just do strawberries.
Right. You don't even have to use products. Just take some blueberries, strawberry, any kind of berry, or even some melons. Put a little dollop of whipped cream on top. Ooh la la. What a refreshing dessert. And the thing that I really like, of course, you guys know I have my own chocolate bar, Livin La Vida Low-Carb bar. And there's also another bar, the ChocoPerfection bars, which I've talked about quite a bit. I love. They're so good. Sugar-free, low-carb chocolate bars. You can actually dip strawberries into that chocolate, get it built up really nice on there, and then have, a little dollop of whipped cream on the side. And, that is like the most divine...
That is really good.
Dessert. I will actually provide you a link in the, I think it's over there, for the, that's where it is, for the strawberry. It's over there. No, it's actually over there. For the strawberry dip ChocoPerfection dessert that I came up with. It was really good. Oh my gosh. Oh, so good. So anyway, that's all the time we have for Livin La Vida Low Carb on YouTube, episode 51. Did you have something you wanted to say, lovely?
No.
You can.
No.
Say it.
Say what?
Say it!
Say what?
Chicken butt. You wanted to say something, I know. She had that look of, I want to say something.
No.
No. Don't want to say anything?
No.
You sure?
You said it all.
I said it all?
Yepers.
Yepers. I said everything but yepers. Well, thanks for watching, and we are back. Yes, we're back. So we'll have more videos for you real soon. So, see ya!